Turn on the torch, light up the flame, time to melt some glass, my friends. There you are, here I am to explain, to teach, and create. Again, and again, and again. Yes, I was in here. Actually, I was in here yesterday doing glass blowing and did a whole bunch of neat little things using opals. Okay, yeah, now make me a liar here. You can't even see it. I don't know. Okay, this might help. Ah, bright light. Of course, they show you the one that's the scummiest. Ah, of course. Here we go. Now that blings. Been having a lot of fun with these guys in the vortex. Here's another one. Nice little twist going on. I love the way it came out. I also, this one in particular, has Illuminati. Sweet stuff. Even in this bright light, you can see that. That's cool. And I did about 2 more. No, that one you don't need the thing, but you can see the bling going on. I had a lot of fun with these. I'm going to work with an opal. Hello, who's ever's watching. Give me a second so I can get to that live page and get chatting up with you. If you have something to say, hold it a sec. It's just one of those things. Here I am going live. And there we go. Now I'm on that page, I think. So if you have something to say, just say it and I'll see it. Shows one person is watching. Probably just me, but that's okay. Neither here nor there. Let's get this back on so you guys can see in the flame a little better. I'm going to work with a piece of opal, but this is not going to be a marble. This is going to be a sea turtle. Yes, I always revert back to a sea turtle, I know. And I've got some crushed opal in this one, and that's what we're going to use. For those that haven't worked with opal before, don't feel bad. I've only been working with opal, oh yeah, a whole 2 or 3 months now. And that's not very big, but the sea turtle is not going to be very big either. Surprising. Oh, I know what it is. That's the thing I hate about... Hello, all that's watching, type something into the chat room and I'll see what you say. That's the thing about working live. It looks a little bit more pixely. For me, I see a nice 13 megapixel camera. I'm going to have to do some live shows and also some uploaded videos still, because you can see a lot better quality on the uploaded than you can on the live. I'll have to figure out why that is and get some better cameras or something so that you guys can really get a hand at what I'm doing. Right now, okay, I have, oops, what happened to it? Oh, there it is. A little start of, that's not it, where'd it go? Oh, there it is. A little start of opal. Knocked it around a little. Now this is going to be about the same way I do the diachroic stuff, and I'm just going to basically, it's cold at the moment. No, let's not use that one. Use this one. It's be a little cleaner. There we go. A little cleaner. Oh, hi, Tobias. Yes, I've only been going live again in the last, I'd say, 2 or 3 weeks, and I still have not. I'm going to upgrade a camera to a higher definition or something so that you guys can see a lot better. Let's try something. I'm going to try it without. The wood's going to be a little brighter. It might get a little bit better quality. I'm not sure. To me, it's nice. All right. But we'll see. If you like that better, tell me. If you like the other one better, tell me. It's still, yeah, it's not as focused in. I don't understand. It's a great image for me. Who knew, right? So right now, again, I'm going to be doing a sea turtle with a little speck of opal in there. I got a little carried away. I'm going to do something first. I know I've got 264 more days to go until next Christmas. Okay, I'll take that I'll leave it as is. But you can still see the didymium lens on the heat shield that I have. I'm going to go ahead and switch that into a icicle. And have plenty ready for next year, right? Right. Switch up a storm. I give it a quarter turn each time with my left hand. And keep spinning and stretch it at the same time. For those that, and then I'll just pull that off and use it later. There we go. Now on to the opal. Hard part about the opal is there's one surface or one side that'll look bling bling better than the other. Okay, I'm going to touch that. Make sure there's room enough. See, there's the opal, and I was pressing it right next to it, but the reason I did that is so, a little bit of dirt and crap going on here. We'll take care of that. Do that again. You know, I haven't caused any opals to explode. I have used opal that was not made for my glass blowing, and it looked like ashes afterwards instead of opal. But if you make sure that it's opal that's boro compatible, that'll save you. Oh yeah, that works. Now I'm going to add a little bit more glass to the bottom of this thing. Just a little bit. Oh. I'll figure this out. One of these rods I'll use. There we go. And add just a little bit more glass to the bottom of this opal. And then I'll add some color to the whole thing as a background color. Like turbo cobalt to really give it some shine. I believe I got a top surface and a bottom surface. The hard part is knowing which is which. Sometimes it's better to let it cool a little. Oh, that'll work. This will be the top. Made a decision. This is the top. Okay. Boro compatible opals, but they keep shattering. After you've worked it into the piece or while you're working it into the piece? That's the question. Some people, as you can see, I just did that this way, and I don't know if you can see it in there. Oh yeah, you can see the bling bling. All I did was do the way I do my dichro, which is just press it in and cold it right straight from the torch, and then surround it. And then I actually look at it to find out which is a good face for it, has a good face for it. And like I said, the side that I've got the punte on it right now is going to be the upper face. Oh, by the way, I started doing Twitch stuff. I don't know if you're familiar with Twitch. It's another video format, live action stuff going on. Actually, I think the quality of my same video that I just did uploaded or live feed to that to there turned out a whole lot better than the live feed to this. So maybe if I use the OBX or whatever it is to change it over. Okay, now the punte is on the top, and now I'm going to add a dark color to the bottom, or a base color, so that the dichro will bling a little bit more. Oh, I'm finding that when you need a piece of turbo cobalt, none's around. But we'll get there. Yeah, sometimes the simplest, you could try to do it a really complex way and it screws up, but sometimes a simple way, and again, that's the same way I use a dichro, as I just, nice cold piece, surface up, heat and press it in there, and it usually comes out with a nice shiny bling bling, without too much trouble. I know I keep going back to sea turtles, but you know what? I live here on the coast. And when you live near the coast, you do what people buy, which is coastal things or nautical things. Let's see if I can find the top and the bottom and the front and back of it. Now I'm going to look to see if there's a top or bottom on the, not meaning front and back. Let's do it this way. Okay. All right, Rachel. Cold weld right about there. Where I'm putting the cold weld is going to be about where the tail is going to show up eventually. So I'm going to put it there to begin with to hold on to it. Because who wants to hold on to a hot piece of glass, right? Thank you. It's Man of Glass Fire on Twitch. And again, tell me when you might want to see me live. My normal waking hours are from 10 at night till 7 in the morning because I do a third shift job. But if you want to see me during the day sometime, just give me a relative hour and I'll try to be up and do about an hour or so. I can't really do much at this point, but I plan on Twitch or switching to Twitch and doing a live thing more often. I went over to Doghouse's URL on Twitch and typed in, "Hi, how you doing?" He said, "Man, I'm glass fire." Who? And then when I told him it was, he said, "Whoa!" Yeah, I've known Doghouse for like at least four years or so, since before his first kid ever showed up. Now he did Santa Claus and the whole nine. I thought that was cool the way he did Santa Claus. Okay, there's the head. Let's give it 2 eyes. Let's see, what can I do to the eyes? Jade green. There we go. 1 eye. Now, if you don't put eyes on something, that's okay. It happens. People look for eyes. Eyes are the windows to the soul. But if you don't put them on there, people will imagine them on there. So you're not that bad off. Anyway, a veil for the nose, and then I'll work on the back half of this guy. Here we go, loop-de-loo. I usually do a question mark for the just tilt it in, snug it up. Never hurts to have a graphite reamer. There we go. Now I'll do the cold weld, or if you have grippers and you want to use grippers, I'm just so used to a cold weld. I do a cold weld here at the tip of the 3,000 pieces of glass around. You think I could find one to use? Cold weld on a putte. Tap that off. Oops, that came practically off by itself. Luckily it stayed there. There we go. Now the back half of this guy. Same piece of glass that I use for the fin and the background. The back fins are a little bit different than the front. I sort of pull them off to the side and then pull them back. And I leave a gap to where I can put the tail on. Pull it out, pull it over, pull it out, pull it over, and then when I think I got enough, I go, okay, and conform it. I know I make it look easy, but I've been doing it since 1982, right? Right. Now to do a seal right there. That will be the tail. Now I'm going to go back into the whole body a little bit, heat it up, and stretch it slightly. Go from a round to more of an oval shape. And that's one of the things that I do with my sea turtles all the time. It's just one of my, I guess you could say, faculties about it. Oops, I got that stuck to the other one. So I pulled a little bit more off than I wanted to. Here we go. Add it back. Yeah, I noticed. I know he did a giveaway, and I felt like there were glass blowers that needed it a whole lot more than I did. And I think that was I was excited for him that he had all those sponsors and all those people that wanted to help him out there. That was really a fantastic deal. Maybe next year or sometime in the near future I can do something like that too. But I am self-sustained and still more of a hobbyist at glass blowing. No, I have been professional, don't get me wrong. But because of my situation, I'm more of a hobbyist at it right now. And there you go, one sea turtle with a nice opal chunk in it. Any request? A figurine, something you'd like to see done? Yeah, his normal crowd, I think, is like about 30 or 40 people watching at a time. I plan on, I can probably do that if I get going really well on it. It's one of those things that I foresee that I also plan on doing more of the tobacco pipe stuff too on there. My figurines with everything that I do. And I'm looking forward to that all the way around. A request. What would you like to see me do? A cat, a mouse, a swan, a bear, a whale, a snail, a unicorn, a dolphin? Anything? Anyone? And there's 3 people watching. That's a great thing. That's a good thing. At this early in the morning. That's a good thing too. Okay, I've got this. Let's put some of this away. Never hurts to straighten up slightly. And with me, that's an ongoing battle, as it were. Oh, I better put that in the oven, come to think of it. That does make a difference with opals. Annealing it properly helps out a whole lot. Tobacco kills. Don't promote it. It's only my request. Um, well, I don't promote the tobacco end of it, but with what's going on with the legalization of the uh, the marijuana deal, I have seen nothing but medicinal purposes with that. I myself don't partake, and that's just a personal preference. But I would love to see people learn to heal from a lot of things through whatever means they can, and that's the truth there. Okay, figurine: cat, mouse, swan, bear, whale, snail. Oh, let's do a I don't know, profile 2-1 decoration or figurine of your choosing, brother. Haven't done too much tubing lately, but always, glass has always been a fascination to me, and I'm really excited where I've been going with it as of late. And I'm really excited about getting out here again. For a while there, especially after the hurricane and what happened to my house, it lost some shingles on the roof and leaked all over the place inside, and have to replace the drywall still, and there's a lot still to do, but it takes a lot out of you whether you realize it or not. And I am surviving quite nicely. Parts of the house were still very functional, like the kitchen and the bathrooms and stuff. So just have to replace bedrooms and some rugs throughout the house is what's going on there. But until then, one of the things I've been doing lately is just these concave figurines. Matter of fact, I'll do a, let's see, let's try a dolphin concave figurine. I haven't done too many of those. These do good. They're lighter, they look bigger and bulkier, but they have less glass in them, as it were. Heat it up. And let's do the bigger one because we're going to make it big and round anyway. That'll work. Now here's the trick. Now it's going to become elongated and curve it a little bit to make the body shape for the dolphin. And if you do it just right, the same shape can make you a shark as well. This is going to be a dolphin. Curve it down. In this case, gravity's working for me. It's got that banana shape going on. And there you go. Practice, practice, and more practice. It doesn't happen overnight, guys. You really got to work for it. What's that say again? I haven't watched in months, and I'm in the UK, so I was totally unaware that best of luck rebuilding drywall sucks. Yeah, I'll get there. And again, I have a place where, again, parts of the house were still functional, and some of it is not. But luckily, I can still use it. Now, first of all, I do the dorsal fin on these guys. And I had insurance, too, which helped out a whole lot. I refinanced the house just this last year, and it was my salvation. The insurance came through, and the money is there to rebuild. I just have to do it piece by piece, bit by bit. I splurged a little bit and got an oxygen concentrator. But you know how somebody sees a big check like that and says, Vegas, baby! But no. The reality is there that I know that I've got to use it to rebuild, and I'm going to use it to rebuild. But I'm a very patient person, and everybody's busy rebuilding for everybody else, so I'll just wait in line until things get right. There's the nose to this guy. Here's the eye. Now the front pins. Basically, I build out a little bit of a stick, like so, and then fold and pull. And it's a little bit thinner right where it connects to the body and gets a little thicker for those front pins. See that? And then you can reshape it in another way. Believe it or not, the side that's to you is the concave side. That's the... So you do it right, and it still looks three-dimensional, which is pretty cool. Yeah, we all have, to tell you the truth, I'm sort of glad I went through Florence instead of Hurricane Michael. Michael was even worse when it came to the coast, and I pray more for those guys and what they went through than I went through. Again, I did leave the area at the time of the hurricane, but if I was here, I'd have probably been able to save a few of those pieces of furniture and some other stuff at the time. But my family wanted me to egress, so I egress. So what's the time over there in the UK right now? Let's see, it's going on 5, so it's got to be like 1, 2 in the afternoon, something like that, or 6 or 11 in the morning. I don't know. Then we're going to go ahead and do the back fin. And the back fin, I'm going to do one side in one direction and one side in the other, but it's still going to be more front and back, because you know that the dorsal fins on these guys don't go up and down, they go side to side. Let's do a shark after this. Why not? Why? Because I can. By the way, thanks for subscribing and being there, guys. It turns out I am just now on the cusp of becoming 3,000 subscribers. It's taken me 3 years. That's 1,000 average a year, but it took 2 years to make the first 1,000. And this last year I made 2,000 by itself, which is pretty cool. And averaged little less than $100 every 2 months, all year long. It took 2 years to make the first 100, and this year in 6 months I've made 500. Or 12 months, excuse me. Can't count. And I'm excited for that. And I'm excited that I get a chance to still be your teacher, mentor. And also this year I see a lot of changes happening. They haven't happened yet, but they're about to. It's 11 a.m. Okay. Yeah, I know that there's like, 2-3 time zones in England alone, or UK alone. Okay, I think it's going to be right about where I put that. I'm going to put the bail or loop. Let's see what happens. Oh, that's got a lot of crap and stuff in it. Let's get that out of there. Okay, pull it off. Sorry I didn't look up until now. It's one of those things where I get going on these guys and I try to look up and read, but sometimes I just don't see it exactly on time. I'll also see what I can do about using software so that I can get better video quality out to you guys. I know I have the bandwidth, so it's just a matter of trying harder to get you there. And I know it's been a steady improvement here and there. And again, the camera that I just got, it looks unfocused to you, but I guess it's pretty sharp. But it has a 13 megapixel in the front and a 13 megapixel on the back, so I could do where I could set you on my work table or my workbench and have you guys watch from a different angle if you'd like sometimes, but not right now. I'm going to leave it as is. Again, if anybody has a request that they'd like to see done, type it into the chat room and I'll see about doing it. Right now, I think I'm going to make another shark. Baby shark. How many times have you heard that one this year? Holy cow. Never mind. I'm not even going to go there. Tilt it this way and it turns into a round blob. You tilt it this way and it'll make a nice teardrop. But at the moment, I want to make a round blob to get that concave thing going on. Press. And I'm also pulling out slightly on the end of that when I'm doing that press, but not much. Now where I'm holding the punte on this one as it's becoming the shark, it's going to be the tail end of the shark. Okay? Get it nice and floppy. Let me put it in the big one. And I sort of round it in and pull a little bit too. And there we got a nice concave lens going on. And I already see a shark in there, can't you? $100. Wow. Last couple of years. That's good. I hope you're learning something from me and seeing the mistakes I make and don't make them. And again, if you have any questions or would like me to try something on glass that you would like a challenge or need, it never hurts to ask. I might say, no, I can't do that. But if you don't ask, you may not get. But if I can, and there's a lot in my repertoire that I can't come up with all at once. And it's not what I do alone, but it's what I do through other people's requests and ideas that make my glass even more so. Even the things I've done through requests and people asking me to do it is 9 times better than what I can do on my own sometimes. I know that sounds crazy, but it's true. Just making sure it's nice and concave here. Even when I do the sharks, I do the concave, I do the dorsal fin first and work around that. I've already figured out which way I want the top to be. And after this guy, I'm going to call this this show quits. And I will be back. I'm like a good luck penny. I keep showing up. I know. Other people say a bad luck charm, but I say a good luck penny. There's the one loop, or one dorsal fin. And with sharks, they have another set right behind that, which I'll just touch and pull. You know, I said that this was going to be the tail, but it looks like I've already made the decision that the tail is going in the other direction. It happens. Just the way it works sometimes. And just the way I did the dolphin front fin. I'm going to do the shark fin the same way. It's a little thin at the beginning or near the body, and then widens out a little bit more. That's one fin. Here's another. Good to know that I can get a few people watching even in the middle of the night. In the middle of the night, I've been walking in my sleep. Alright, I won't quit my day job. I hope to quit my night job though, so I can do glass full time this year. That's sort of my praying in the back of my head. And if it does, it does. And if it doesn't, oh well. At least I got a backup job that I can practically do in my sleep because it's in the middle of the night. Right. Big fins in the back here, same idea. Looking pretty good so far. You know, one at a time. And one of the things that I will tell you is that with your flame, there's always an angle that you can heat just the spot that you want and nothing else. And sometimes it may seem very difficult, but it just takes practice. And you'll find an angle where just melting and putting the glass on right where you want it, instead of melting everything around it, comes into play. Practice, and oh yeah, by the way, more practice, right? Everything you do with the torch should become second nature, almost. That you're not even thinking about it, you're just doing it. I'm making your tail just a little bit longer, adding a little bit more glass, and now we'll put the fin on there. Touch it up. And the top fin is usually pulled and spiked out really high and goes back. There you go. And the bottom fin, not as much. Touch and pull. Curve it, and there you got the shark fin. The back fin, anyway. Make sure, again, that where you're touching or sealing pieces of glass together, it becomes one piece of glass and not two pieces of glass just stuck together. Because that's where the stress will happen, and that's where it'll crack and break later. So be careful. Make sure it's all welded together well, or sealed together well, because you're not welding. You're using the same material to the same material, so it's just sort of like, okay. There's the nose. And we're going to do just a little bit of the bottom lip. The eyes. Only going to put one eye on it. And last but not least, shark fin. I mean gills, not fins. Just a couple of them. There you go. Dun it. Dun, 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 dun. Now, the bail. Yeah, it's going to go good right on the top of the dorsal fin, the main dorsal fin. It might tilt a little bit forward, but we're going to try to deal with it anyway. Heat. I usually do the question mark and make it into the loop itself. But again, for those that learning about me, I am now working in Twitch. I've got 5 followers so far. Yay! Maybe 6, that's right. One, I was just in there and somebody came in and started following me today, so that makes 6. And you got to start somewhere with Twitch, just like it was here. I mean, I went from you know, a few subscribers to now I'm right now on the verge, on the cusp of making 3,000 subscribers. I'm at, the last time I looked, 2,970, and my goal was to try to hit 3,000 before the end of the year. And I've got another week to go, less than a week, but doable. Let's see where the loop is, where the balance is. This will do it. A little bit of a hook. Let's see where the balance is on this guy. Oh, ain't that sweet? I couldn't ask for the better center of it. That's another thing that you will learn through time and practice and more practice and more practice is you will learn the center of gravity on these guys. You'll learn that, you know, you put it just a little bit this way and a little bit that way, and you'll end up getting a higher, I don't know, you'll end up knowing where the center of gravity is on my pieces. On me, it's easier. I've learned that, I wouldn't say the hard way, but I've done it a few times. Yeah, that turned out real sweet. Oh, that needs to go in the oven, and so does the shark. So let's get them in the oven. The way I do things, a lot of it, all right, Graceful. The way I do things, a lot of it can be weighted and put into the oven later. In other words, I've learned to bench cool a lot of it, but it's also good to go ahead and put it in the oven as you're doing it, so you won't forget it. But I tend to forget things, but I end up putting them in there eventually. Yeah. Actually, that shark needs to go in there too. I forgot about it. Stupid me. We'll get there. Now, there's the marble. I hope I can get out of there, and I need to fire polish real quick. Get back in there. If I can grab a hold of it. Where'd it go now? Come on. Dang it. It's not going to cooperate. I've got to do a... No, I'm not going to do it properly yet. I got to do it the hard way. See if I can do it with a cold weld attachment. All I got to do is a fire polish on this guy. There we go. See if I got one long enough. I'll have to do it. Be a quick one. And after this, I'm going to call it quits. It's just a quick fire polish. My chair swerved around. There we go. All I got to do is really fire polish this baby really well. Have a chunk missing, but doable. Not really missing, but where I had, right there, where it looks a little bit brighter. I don't know if you saw it or not, but right there is where I needed to. I took it off of a cold weld and didn't fire polish it. And because of that, it left the whole piece with that little nib in there. So, that done, I can now put another cold weld in there. It's one of those things where you got to do it back and forth to fire polish all the cold welds off. But now that I know where it's at, let's do it, see if we can't do this. Nice having chatted with you, Tobias. I hope to see you in the future. Again, send me an email when it's good for you and what things you'd like to see done, and I'll see about doing them. So, carpe vitro. And that fast. And that baby's done. And that's another opal bling bling thing. Sweet. And that's done. I like it. Now that's ready to go. Well, that's done. Done. Oh, nudge that. That's good. Well, people, as always, carpe vitro, and enjoy your day. Where is the end? There we go.